What's up, Broncos country? How's it going, my orange and blue brothers? Today we're diving headfirst into a hot topic that's got all of Broncos country buzzing, the 2025 battle in the secondary. And the name on everyone's lips, right. Now is Quinton Newsome, that cornerback who just might be this season's breakout star. But he's not alone. We've also got Damari Mathis and Jaquan McMillian fighting to lock down a spot on the roster. So grab a cold one, kick back in your recliner, and let's talk football with that fire in our chest only Broncos fans. No, are you ready for this season? Because man, 2025 is shaping up to be an epic year for the Broncos. We're coming off a solid 2024 season, made the playoffs, had a whole new vibe under Sean Payton, but the big question now is, who's gonna shine in our secondary? Will Quinton Newsome, who spent 2024 on the practice squad, make the leap and grab a starting role? Or will Mathis and McMillian hold it down? Drop your thoughts in the comments, Broncos country. I want to know who your favorite is. Let's start with the man of the moment, Quinton Newsome. In case you're not familiar, he's a 23-year-old cornerback, 6'1", 185 lbs, joined the Broncos in 2024 as an undrafted free agent. Yeah, that's right, undrafted. But who cares? Here. In Denver, we know talent ain't about where you're picked. Newsome spent last season grinding on the practice squad, learning the system, adjusting to the NFL level, and showing flashes that he could be more than just a backup. Remember what Sean Payton always says, if you play well, you play, period. That's what's got fans fired up about Newsome. He's got ideal size for a corner, perfect for matching up against those tall, fast AFC West receivers. You know, guys like the ones the Chiefs and Chargers keep throwing at us. But hey, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Scouts had their concerns, said he struggled making plays on the ball and was more reactive than instinctive at times. But think about it. The guy spent a full year working under the defensive. Mind of Vance Joseph, RDC. That matters, right, Broncos country? That time on the practice squad wasn't wasted. He knows the playbook better now. He's more confident, and he's ready to make noise at training camp. Can he silence the critics and prove he's dependable in man coverage? I think so. But I want to hear from you. Is Newsome the future of our secondary, or just another name in the mix? Sound off in the comments. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The competition in the Broncos secondary is heating up. We all know Patrick Surtain too is that guy, right? Dude's a wall, one of the best corners in the league, and probably an All-Pro again in 2025. But outside of him, it's wide open. Mathis and McMillian don't have anything locked up, and that leaves room for someone like Newsome to shine. Let's start with Damari Mathis. Broncos fans know his name, but 2024 wasn't exactly his year. He had some good moments, sure, but consistency still lacking. He's that player who flashes greatness one play, then leaves you shaking your head the next. He's entering the 2025 training camp under serious pressure. If he doesn't step up, a young guy like Newsome could very well take his spot. What do y'all think? Does Mathis still have gas in the tank, or is it time to give the rookies a shot? And then there's Jaquan McMillian, the slot dog. This dude's got pit bull energy, always glued to his man. But again, he's not. A lock. The Broncos' secondary needs to level up from 2024, and McMillian has to prove he can be more than just a nickel guy. He's quick, aggressive, but sometimes struggles reading routes. Can he hold up under pressure, or is Newsome gonna steal the spotlight? And let's not forget, the Broncos brought in some serious reinforcements in the 2025 draft, which makes the competition even tougher. The secondary was one of our weak spots in 2024, and George Payton is not messing around. He wants depth. He wants competition. He wants fire. So Broncos country, who do you think is gonna come out on top in this battle? Newsome, Mathis, McMillian, or maybe one of the rookies? I'm real curious to hear your thoughts. Now let me tell y'all why Quinton Newsome's got everyone buzzing. First off, he's got the kind of profile Sean Payton loves. Young, hungry, and with something to prove. He didn't come in with the hype of a first-round pick, and that just makes him grind even harder. And hey, Broncos country, this franchise is built on undrafted legends. Remember Rod Smith? Chris Harris. Junior, who's to say Newsome can't be the next one? Another thing, Vance Joseph's scheme is tailor-made for a guy like Newsome. He wants corners who can play man coverage and aren't afraid to get dirty in the run game. Newsome's got the size and speed for that. If he shows in training camp that he can anticipate plays and be more precise with the ball, he could absolutely steal a roster spot. And let's talk about the vibe right now. It's electric. After 2024, with Bo Nix proving he's the man under center and the defense balling, out with guys like Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper, 24 sacks combined. Can you believe that? The energy in Denver is contagious. Newsome's right in the middle of it, soaking up that winning mindset. I'm betting he's hitting camp with a fire in his eyes, ready to earn that spot. You feel that energy, Broncos country? Who's hyped for training camp? Let me see those hands. Now let's take a step back and look at Newsome's journey. The guy came out of Nebraska, played cornerback, and showed flashes of talent. He didn't get drafted, which, for a lot of players, would be a huge blow, but not for Newsome. He saw an opportunity in Denver. Why? Because this team gives young talent a real shot, drafted or not. In 2024, he spent the year on the practice squad, basically like getting a graduate degree in the NFL. He went up against starters in practice, learned from guys like Certain, got coaching from Vance Joseph. That kind of experience? Priceless Broncos country. Now in 2025, he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder, knowing this is his big moment. If he masters the playbook and locks it down in coverage, he could not only make the roster, he could be a real piece of the rotation. But hey, it's not just about talent. It's about mindset. Newsome knows he's a long shot, but he's out to prove the doubters wrong. And let's be real, isn't that what being a Bronco is all about? We love an underdog, don't we, Broncos country? So tell me, does Newsome have that fire to be this year's breakout? All right, now let's look at the big picture. The Broncos' secondary needs to step it up in 2025. In 2024, Certain carried the load, but the rest of the unit had its ups and downs. With the draft additions and all this internal competition, the hope is that the whole defense levels up. If Newsome makes the roster, he probably starts out on special teams or as a rotational guy. But if he balls out in training camp, who knows, maybe he carves out a bigger role. Mathis and McMillian are in the mix too, and honestly, no one's got a guaranteed spot outside of Surtain. And that's a good thing, Broncos country. Competition brings out the best. Let's not forget the Sean Payton and Vance Joseph factor. These guys know how to build a tough, aggressive defense, one that pressures QBs and forces mistakes. If Newsome fits into that mold, he could be the guy who pops up with a clutch pick or a game-changing tackle. Picture it. The crowd at Empower Field at Mile High going wild after a huge play. Can you see it, Broncos country? What's your dream moment for the secondary in 2025? Before we wrap it up, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Quinton Newsome? Is he making the roster, starting, or are Mathis and McMillian still ahead? And who else are you watching in the secondary? Drop it in the comments. We build this channel together, Broncos country, and don't forget, like the video, subscribe, hit that bell icon, because this is just the beginning of our 2025 season coverage. The energy in Denver is off the charts, and I know y'all are just as pumped as I am to see what this team can do. Let's show the rest of the NFL that the AFC West is ours. Broncos country, ride or die. Until next time. Let's go Broncos!